Timesearcher is a tool to visualize time series data. Here we are looking at 34 eBay auctions for magazines. The bid values have been processed and transformed into smooth curves. We see the evolution of the price over time and the dynamics of the auctions with velocity and acceleration. If I am only interested in the first two variables, I can ask to see only those. To focus on the end of the auctions, I resize the field of view box. Clicking on an auction highlights it in the other views. Clicking on the timeline shows the numerical values at that time. I can load the attributes of the auctions. Such as end day of the auction, duration, number of bids, etc. Let's say that I want to look only at the auctions with high ending velocities. I click on the time box button and draw the time box around the high values at the end, which filters the auctions. I can see here that they have relatively low ending prices. They also seem to often end on a weekend. And they are mostly 7-day auctions. Let's reset everything for now. Auctions can be sorted by clicking on an attribute name, such as end day. I see that many auctions end on a weekend. If I select them, I see that they are all 7-day auctions. But let's look at the remaining auctions, those that end on a weekday. That's where the highest ending prices are, which makes this an unusual set of auctions. Let's look at the sellers now. Sorting by seller ID groups auctions started by the same seller. This one had 3 auctions which I select. Looking at the attributes, I see that they are all the same except the buyer, suggesting that a similar strategy was used but they evolved differently over time. Let's look at another seller. This one has 2 auctions. They are so similar that they overlap. The attributes show that both auctions have the same buyer and shipping cost, suggesting that bundling would be a good feature to lower the cost for the buyers. I wonder what auctions with a bump like this in velocity could have in common. I click on the search box button, draw a box around the pattern, and set the pattern matching tolerance to see some similar bumps elsewhere in the dataset. I think that the amplitude of the bump matters, so I change the parameter and readjust the tolerance to get a nice result set. I select the auctions with a match and remove the other ones and look at the attributes. I can also see the attribute statistics such as mean, standard deviation, etc. of those auctions. Let's reset everything to see all auctions. Now the attribute statistics are reset as well. When there are many more items, it is useful to also see statistics for the time series variables. the individual lines are replaced by what we call a river plot that shows the evolution of the mean, max, median, as well as 25th and 75th percentiles over time. The statistics are updated whenever the auctions are filtered. So, if I place one or more time boxes, then I see the statistics of the remaining auctions for the attributes and the time series.